So this is a little video about posture in Qigong. It's literally just to show you what a really nice Wuchi stance, a standing posture in Qigong looks like. And so we'll start from the ground upwards. We have our feet parallel as if they're on train tracks. Now most of us have some degree of turnout in our feet, but if we get our feet right underneath our hips and parallel, allowing the toes to be relaxed onto the ground, softening the joint between your toes and the rest of the foot, so that we're not gripping the floor. Quite often we find we're holding onto the ground as if there's about to be an earthquake, but let's assume there's not. So this is for those who really like to get geeky about their posture. In the foot, in the centre of each foot, behind the ball of each foot, so about there in your foot, we've got a point called the bubbling spring. And it's a really, really important point in Chinese medicine and in Taoist philosophy as well. It's where we connect to the earth. And so imagine that point just opening up and plugging into the ground as if you can feel what's going on in the earth through that point. And the earth chi, the earth energy, is bubbling up through that point, and it actually bubbles up through the inside front of the legs all the way up into the body. So that might help you feel as if you're slightly lifting through your instep. We soften the ankles and we soften the knees. The knees want to try not to fall inwards like that, but to have imaginary ball between your knees that helps them to move outwards. Or imagine this chi that's bubbling up through the inside front of the legs is helping your knees to fall slightly outwards. There's a sort of a tension in your legs as you do this. It's almost like a spiraling of chi, of energy coming up through your legs. We want to imagine we're pulling our kneecaps slightly up towards the body. The qua, which is this crease here, the joint between the legs and the body, feels open. It's not closed like a lock gate. There's flow of chi through the legs and through the body. We want to imagine our sitting bones moving in towards each other, and when we do that, it has the effect of opening the hips slightly at the front. We also want to imagine our sacrum, that fused bit at the bottom of our spine, that flat bone hanging down towards the ground. And that kind of gives us a little bit of a tuck. What gives us more of a tuck is having the lowest part of our belly lifting up the top of the pubic bone. So we have some strength just here. And if I turn side on, you'll see that it stops us standing in this position and it allows us to move to that position a little bit more. So we're really pulling forwards here. So the sitting bones moving towards each other. We've got that real strength in that part of the belly, and that gives us a real solidity in the lower part of the body, the more substance part of the body, the more earth part of the body. As we come up through the body, there's this bowl of vital essence in our pelvis, which is secure because of our sitting bones moving in, because of the lift in the tummy. And above the bowl of vital essence, we have a dantian, a point in the very centre of our body. And you can imagine it a little bit like a pilot light on a boiler. While the boiler's alive, while it's still going, that light is going, that flame is alight. And it's the same for us. So when we run out of vital essence and we die, that flame goes out. So we're balancing from the dantian. It's in the centre between front and back and side to side, and we can feel it with our feeling senses rather than just knowing about it. So experiential Qigong requires you to really engage with your own body. So seeing if you can feel the dantian and balance from there. And then the spine rises easily up through the body with its own gentle curves. We've all got curvy spines, some of us side to side, some just normal curves, but just try not to put tension into the spine. The shoulders hanging off the spine, the rib cage hanging off the spine, and the arms hanging loosely and limply by your sides. And at the top of your spine, the top of your neck is your head, and it's very heavy, and it's like a great big granite stone. And if you've ever done this at the beach, you balance a granite stone on its balance point, and it might not be symmetrical, but there's a place where it balances without effort and without too much tension. It might mean that you need to slightly lengthen the back of your neck and tuck your chin in. We tend to do this quite a lot. So just taking the crown of the head up towards the heavens. So the crown of the head moving towards the heavens, the soles of the feet and bubbling spring plugged into the earth, balancing in your dantian with some strength and security in your pelvis and your legs. So this is Wuchi, standing posture.